It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Bad Seed Brewing Company out of Denmark, sent by my wonderful friend and fellow YouTuber, Peter, the master of hoppets. Go and check him out. This is their Raunch Bier. It's coming in at 5.8% ABV. Oh my goodness me, did you see that? I just pulled the can to my eyes. I used to have 20/20 vision only 2 years ago. And now, 44 years of age, I'm pulling cans towards me. I was thinking it's 5.8, and then I'm like, yeah, it's definitely, it's a little hazy though. It's a little blurry. 5.8% ABV, 440 milliliter can, a Bamberg style Raunch Bier brewed with beech smoked malt. This should be absolutely terrific. Really looking forward to it. Without further ado, let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Now, in my previous Bad Seed Brewing Company beer review, I said I'm feeling a bit sad because I've only got a few beers left, or 1 or 2 beers left. Turns out I got about 4 left. They were all hiding away behind other cans. I got about 4 beers left from Bad Seed, so I'm not feeling so bad now, because honestly, this brewery is banging out style after style, but not just banging them out like half-heartedly. Every single style, from their pilsners to their alt beers to their stouts to their porters, probably to this Raunch Bier, are absolutely bang on the money when it comes to style. They are bringing out incredible beers. I would say the best out of Denmark, easily. It's incredible stuff. We got a 1 finger, slightly off white head. Good levels of carbonation rolling up the glass here, and it's very dark looking. Looks like, I would say, like a British style old ale in terms of colour. Maybe on its way to being a darker mild. It's I'd say in terms of, because I'm a carpenter, I like to talk wood. Colours of wood. I would say it's a deep mahogany type colour to the beer. Nice and hazy. Not much in the way of sediment in the bottom. But yeah, this beech smoke, it's incredible. Beech smoke malt. Yeah, it gives off like a bacon. A slight kind of bacony, woody, and really organic aroma. But it's really good. Really good. Again, just bang on the money with the style. The aroma is, this could be from Sherlin Curler, just by the aroma of the beer alone. Combination of like that kind of beech smoke woodiness and a little bit of sweetness coming through from the regular malt, because they wouldn't be able to use 100% smoked malt. The beer would be, well, I've had a beer with 100% smoked malt and it was like terrible. You got to kind of mix it up with different malts. Just use probably maybe 7% smoked malt, I would say. Let's dive in. It smells great. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Oh my goodness me. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. Wow. Look at my face. It's all scrumpled up like a crisp bag. And that's exactly what I want from this beer. That's exactly what I want from this style. There's so many flavours in the beer. Where do I begin? Actually starts off with a little bit of sweetness. And then that kind of sweetness from the malt just kind of envelops into this smoky, really rich, but really smoky, peppery, spicy, slight caramel-like flavours coming through. unbelievable, really unbelievable. Oh, it's a little bit piney, like, but without all of the grapefruit and orange peel and fleshy blood orange. It's got like this kind of piney, pine needle flavour in there too. And then the bitterness just kind of builds and builds and builds and builds. What I will say is this beer will not be for everybody. In fact, when I first tried Schürlenkörler, I think I spoke to a few people in the industry, some of the kind of like judges and people I knew, and I probably spoke to Peter about it as well. And the advice that people gave me was that if you decide to buy a Raunch beer, a smoked beer, a Schürlenkörler, or if you indeed want to choose to buy this is as good as Schürlenkörler, then you need to go into it with a complete open mind. This will be like nothing you've ever tried before. This will be nothing like the Pilsners you drink. This will be nothing like the Stouts you drink. This will be like nothing you've ever experienced in the beer world in your life. It will be miles away from a New England IPA. It will be miles away from session IPAs and even old ales, and you could probably say this looks like an old ale, but it's the most unique beer style I think you can really kind of ever come across, and it takes time. It takes time. The worst thing you can do is take one sip and go, I'm not drinking that, and throw it down the sink, or give it to a friend or your partner. Just my advice to you would be to quietly sip it. Give yourself 30 seconds between each sip, maybe a minute if you need to, and just try and break down the flavours of a Raunch beer. Try and understand that they've actually smoked the malt. They've smoked the malt over beechwood, in this case. So you're getting a lot of smokiness coming through, but that smokiness mixed with the sweetness from the malt combines to offer flavours of like smoked bacon, maybe a little bit of sweet maple syrup. But it's refreshing. It's wildly refreshing. I've chilled this down, got it out of my fridge about 20 minutes ago. So my fridge is set at 4 degrees. By the time it's been out of my fridge for 20 minutes, it's probably about 7 degrees. So you're able then it's cool enough to enjoy it as a refreshing beer. But at the same time, you're not kind of dulling down any of the flavours of the malt by chilling the beer too much. What happens when you chill a beer too much? You'll lose flavour from the malt and you'll lose flavour from the hops. Not necessarily the yeast. The yeast you won't. You can really cool down a Weiss beer, it'd be fine. But at most other beer styles, if you want to enjoy the malt flavours, get it up to about 7 degrees. That's when you're really going to start enjoying those flavours and enjoying it relatively cold. It's terrific. It's a terrific beer. It's a well-made beer, and yeah, it's been made by my good friend who we started our YouTube channels about 13 years ago. Within a month of each other, me and Peter, we've become good friends because there weren't many beer tubers around back in those days. It was just like a handful of people, one from America, one from Denmark, one from the UK. In fact, there was a guy before me in the UK. A guy called Zach Avery, lovely guy. I met him a couple of times. He went on to open Biarritz, the bottle shop. And Peter's gone on to become head brewer. He started off as a YouTube beer reviewer. Now he's head brewer of Bad Seed Brewing Company in Denmark. I mean, it's incredible. You love beer that much, you're always in the industry. I couldn't imagine moving too far away from this industry. In fact, every now and again I do carpentry jobs. I'm doing a big building job in my garden. But whilst I'm working, whilst I'm laying cement and building bricks and blocks and stuff, I'm always thinking about beer. Beer's never too far from my mind. And I think that's the reason why people like Zach Avery's gone off to open Biarritz, and Peter the Master of Hoppets has gone on to becoming a head brewer. Because once you fall into this industry, there's no escaping it. There's no escaping this industry. I've spoken to like Don Jeffrey, the ex-Brains and Guinness master brewer. Sent me that bottle of Guinness last year I reviewed, just revealed his name. He's been in the industry for 60 years. He's retired now, but he's still home brewing. He's still home brewing. Just loves the industry so much. And he's still going out trying different beers and working for cask marks, making sure we all try it for cask mark, make sure the beers are up to standard. It's great. It's great. Once you're in this industry, you're in it forever. There's no escaping it. But anyway, I want to rate this beer. Great aroma, fantastic flavours. Let's give it a rating out of 10. Love it. Absolutely love the beer. This could be Schürlen-Köhler, the original beach smoked Bamberg beer producers, I presume. It's as good as that, but it's from Denmark. This is a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.